Hello, Stitchers. It's Nicole. Welcome back to Stitching with Nicole. Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another special, not special, I guess just regular weekly Flosstube stitching update where I talk about all the things that I have been stitching, quilting, felt stitching, all of that good stuff. I am so excited to be back with you guys today. I did spend the weekend at the Quilter's Station Extravaganza for spring with Kathy of Hands-On Design, Beth of Summer House Stitch Works, Linda of Erica Michaels Design, and Lois of Lady Dot Creates. It was a amazing weekend. Absolutely loved it. Have 4 amazing projects. Either Lois's project I did finish, or projects I started from the other designers that I want to share with you guys. Wonderful, wonderful weekend. Highly recommend. And signups did go live today, Monday, April 21st, 2025 for the September fall weekend at Quilter Station. And yes, I did already sign up. I'm in and going to that retreat. If you are interested, I will put the information for signups down below. The guest designers for that weekend, Teresa Kogut, Teresa Vinette of Shakespeare's Peddler, Stacy Nash, and let's see, Heartstring Samplery. So it is going to be an amazing weekend. I am really looking forward to it this fall. I had told myself I wasn't signing up for any more retreats, but they announced that, and it is driving distance for me. It's only about 3 hours from my house to the retreat. So a friend and I are going to be going to that retreat. Very excited again to be able to do something that is somewhat semi-local. If you are signed up or going to sign up for the fall retreat, definitely let me know. I had such a great time meeting so many of you there. It was very, very fun. A lot of you had messaged me and told me you were going to be there. You came up and introduced yourself. Several of you will be at Chantal's here in a couple weeks, the first weekend in May, for the spring break retreat that I am the designer instructor for, I suppose. And I am so excited to spend that weekend with you guys. So Chantal and I have already been working last night and today. I hope everyone who celebrated Easter had a wonderful Easter. Ethan and I had a very low-key Easter. Obviously, I had been gone. My oldest son does live near me, but he went to go visit his sister and her husband for the weekend. So they were together, which was lovely and wonderful. And so we just had a nice low-key day. I was trying to recover from a weekend away. Plus, when I got home Saturday night, I did have a big finish because the floss I'd been waiting for had arrived for my Moment in Chalk piece from Hands-On Design and Just Another Button Company. And I did finish it. I did add the buttons. And so I just spent Sunday basically relaxing, watched online church service, just kind of had a nice low-key day, did laundry, got ready for the week. So I am This video might be filmed in segments, not that you guys are going to notice or care, but I am going to show you my finished stitch piece, and then I am going across town to drop it off at the framers and pick up some other pieces because I do have some FFOs for you today. So 3 FFOs, I have a finish of a stitch, lots of new starts, my Easter start included. What else do I have to talk to you guys about? So many things, it feels like. Oh, I sewed some stuff. I pre-filmed some stuff that I took for the instructors this last weekend. Yeah, we're just going to talk about it all. I did not shop, so I will tell you guys that right off the bat. We did go over to Quilter's Station. My friend Pam and I did go over to Quilter's Station one afternoon. I think that first afternoon, Friday afternoon, after our class was presented and we had got the first class was presented, we got our start and all of that good stuff. We decided to run over to the store and do a little shopping, and it was a beautiful, beautiful store. So much quilt fabric, lots of charts, lots of cross-stitch fabric, I felt like, floss, all of that good stuff. I just really did not have anything that I needed to get at that moment. I have a whole bunch of projects kitted up from Market. I bought a lot of things from Market. I knew we were getting 4 class projects, and I just did not feel like I needed a lot of things. So I did buy one piece of fabric, and I think I bought just another Button Company carrot pins. But that's it. That's the only things I bought all weekend, so that's really not all that exciting, and that's totally fine. And just to be fair, I have a lot of charts from the designers that were there, so I didn't actually get anything. I did want to buy one book and I forgot, so I'll probably just order it. And it was the Erica Michaels new book that came out that has the berry that I actually stitched in it, but somebody else at my table had purchased the book, and so I was looking at it, and it had a couple other charts in it that I'd like. So I am going to get, I think it's Life is Sweet is the name of that. It came out at Market, and I hadn't ordered it during Market. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about today is stitch-alongs. Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, and I are hosting a stitch-along that will be starting here early in May for the Mary Bovee sampler from Stacy Nash Designs. I am going to talk to you about fabric, but pause this video right now, run over to Lindy's Stitches. She has dark soil in stock in Aida and in linen. At the time of filming this video, 36 count linen was out of stock. That is what I'm using. Sorry if that's what you like. The called for count of fabric, though, for Mary Bovee is 32, and 32 is in stock. 40 is in stock. And then I believe she has linen in 16, 18, and 20. Don't quote me on that. I will link all of that for you down below. But grab your dark soil if you want it for Mary Bovee or whatever it is that you're looking for dark soil. I did want to tell you guys that. The other thing I wanted to say is this was a chart that I was on the fence on. It is in my favorites still that I did not pick up at Market. And it is is it Honeybee Sampler from Pansy Patch? If that's not it, and even if it is, I'm going to put it across the screen here what it's actually called, plus a photo of it, because I don't have it yet. I had to order it. I got home and I was watching Jody Simply Stitching Ocala. She had done one of her recent floss tubes recently. Plus, we'd had a Zoom stitch earlier in the week, and I knew they were going to do a stitch along. But Felicia of Floss and Blocks, and Jess Como Stitches are hosting a stitch along, and it's a monochromatic bee sampler, and I decided I am going to stitch along. I bought a couple of fabrics. I don't know which one I'm going to use. I am going to stitch it on 40 count, but it's a monochromatic sampler. I did buy the Belle Soie from Lindy's Stitches. I think it's called Pecan Pie Belle Soie. The called for floss is from Roxy Floss Co. I don't have that. I didn't actually have the Belle Soie either, but the recommended flosses for that are either, I can't remember, the Weeks Dye Works cotton thread, but there's a beautiful color for that. I'll put that on the screen too. Or the pecan pie. And you guys know how I feel about Belle Soie. So I bought the Belle Soie for it. So it's going to be in silk on 40 count, and I'm going to join in on that. And I know they would love for you guys to join in on their stitch along as well if you're interested. I thought it would be a beautiful piece to go with the rest of my honey pieces. I love the sampler feel of it. I love that it's monochromatic. Ever since I stitched the Americana blue from October House Fiber Arts in January, I'm really loving a monochromatic sampler, so I'm going to do that as well. Both of those, my own stitch along with Holly and then the stitch along with Jody and Felicia and Jess, are going to be kind of my May plan. Let's dive in to today's episode, mostly so I can show you guys my finish, pause the video, run across town, and be back to film some more. Okay, finish. I have one finish this week, but it's a big one. I worked tirelessly on this, and it is my Moment in Chalk from Hands-On Design and Just Another Button Company. It is beautiful. It is big, bold. Absolutely love it. I will flip the camera over here in just a minute and show you a close-up, but I got it all stitched. The border did not take long at all. I did have a little boo-boo, which I talked about last week, which, you know, took a minute to fix, but it didn't take long. The buttons were super easy, so worth it. You guys, this might be my favorite thing I've stitched so far. Just hands down favorite thing that I have stitched. Let's talk about my piece. So let's zoom out a little bit as well, so we can see a little more of it. We'll have to show it in pieces here. My piece was stitched on 32 count charcoal gray Lugana by Zweigart, 2 strands of Gentle Arts floss over 2. And I don't do a ton of 2 over 2 anymore, although you're going to see some new starts where I am doing 2 over 2. But I love it. And I'll tell you, because it was, Kathy charts, I think, almost everything in 32 count fabric. Because it was charted in 32 and I did want to incorporate the buttons into the design, I do feel like you probably should use a 32 count fabric. I know we talked last week that if I was doing this today, I would have used the linen, which is called for. But when I started this, I wasn't quite there yet. So this was on Lugana. It's going to be amazing. And I do like looking at the fabric. I love it. It wasn't my favorite to stitch on. That's just my personal preference. But I love, love, love how it looks. Totally worth it. So all Gentle Arts overdyed floss for this. The pieces all come separate. I have had a lot of questions regarding the pieces for this, so let's talk about that really quick. So when you, if you want to stitch it like I did and have it all be one piece, it is all separate. You can pick up the charts from Kathy of Hands-On Design. I believe you can purchase them from Just Another Button Company. If that's incorrect, I'll let you know. I'll put links down below to this. I also think 123 Stitch does carry this as well as some independent shops. So check your favorite local shop first, but definitely Hands-On Design, 123 Stitch, Just Another Button Company, you can check them out for these pieces. So the main centerpiece is a Moment in Chalk. This is this block right here, and this is what the chart looks like. It's from the Squareology, and you can choose to stitch just this. This on its own would be a beautiful framed piece. So this is a Moment in Chalk. It's the center. If you purchase this chart, you do get the border in this chart. So you're going to get the charting for the middle piece as well as this big border out here and all these little individual running stitch blocks. And that's to stitch it as one piece. So there's options. You can stitch just the center or you can stitch the entire thing. It also tells you everything you need for this, how many skeins you're going to need, the called for. So it's stitched on Weeks Dye Works gunmetal. I will link this in the description, 32 count. Again, if I was starting this today, if you are inspired, you want to get this and you are a linen stitcher, get this linen. It's beautiful. I actually do have it. I will link this for you. And if you're stitching just this design, it's 135 by 135, so it'll be an 8.5 inch square. And it tells you what to cut the linen. If you are going to stitch this piece as the entire thing like I did, it is going to be 317 by 317. It's going to be a 19.8, so almost a 20-inch square. And you need to cut your linen 26 by 26 inches. This is important because it's going to make a difference how much linen to get. So I will link to the chart. I will also link to the called for fabric down in the description for you guys. So I want to explain that because I think it's probably been a very long time since I've talked about the whole thing, and I've gotten quite a few questions. So again, my piece measures almost 20-inch square. It's going to be, she's a big girl. She's going to be in a big frame. Okay, there's that. Then if you want to stitch it as one piece, you do have to purchase each of the months individually, and then you have to purchase the button packs individually. They do not come with the chart. They are an add-on. You may not want to add buttons to yours. That's totally fine. Or you may just be looking at these and thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to just do these little tart tins. Let me look at it because the chart is on the back. I have to move it. These measure 60 by 60. They're a 3.75 inch square. Again, all stitched on gunmetal, 32 count Weeks Dye Works gunmetal, 2 strands over 2, back stitching with 1 strand. These are finished in a candle pan. That's what these are called, not cake pan. Enameled candle pan. Or you can center them according to the big chart instructions in each of these squares, which is what I did. But they are absolutely darling as little individuals. I think they would make like fun little birthday gifts. These stitch up quick. These all stitch up quick. So let's say you have a friend with let's say a birthday coming up in May. It would be darling to stitch this, put it in a little candle pan, put the buttons on it, and gift it. Wouldn't that be so sweet for little birthdays? Or maybe you don't want to go all in like I did for this. You could just pick and choose. So that's kind of the gist of this. They're all on beautiful paper. Now I'm going to caution you guys, and I do want to warn you guys about this. I can't show you the whole chart, but I'm going to show you a little corner. I'll just show you this corner of it. The border chart is super tiny. It's very tiny. This is the border for this that comes with there. This is on one sheet of paper, and then the border's on another. Yes, I highlighted mine. This is my copy. I don't care. I do what I want. I highlighted it to keep track because it's pretty tiny. This last weekend, I was at a retreat. Well, I mentioned I was at Quilter's Station. My friend Jen Naska, she actually had this wonderful little magnetic magnifier she had on her charts. I wish I would have had it. I've actually ordered one. I'm going to link it down below. I'll pop a photo in right here for you guys where you can get it on Amazon. It would have been helpful to keep track of where I was on the chart. So it is pretty small. And I just wanted to warn you guys of that. However, it's doable. Have a highlighter handy. Literally, the highlighter saved me because it just helped keep my eye right where I was each time. So either way works really good. Or you can always make a working copy. You know, you could photograph it, scan it, whatever, and make a working copy. Did I just mark right on my own chart because it belongs to me? Sure did. Don't care. But you guys, I absolutely love it. Love, love, love. All right, so let's take a look at all of the months now that I talked about the chart and how it comes. Here is obviously January through April up here. In the middle section, we have May, June, July, August, and our middle piece. And all of the buttons. Aren't they just beautiful? And then the bottom, we have September, October, November, and December. I love it so much. I can't even tell you guys. And I used like, I can't remember the piece of Lugana I got, but it was giant. I did have extra down at the bottom, top and bottom, but I cut the rest of my borders. They're almost 4, 3.5 to 4 all the way around. It's plenty. It's plenty for the framer, but I just went ahead and kind of trimmed up my top and bottom to match the sides a little bit better. It is suggested, if you stitch this as one piece, to stitch the center piece first, then work your way around it. So I did. I started in the dead center of my fabric. I stitched this. I did my running stitch boxes, and then I filled in each of the months. And then I did the border. I think I was a little bit worried about the border. If I was starting this again, I would have stitched this, done my boxes, and I would have stitched this whole border first, because filling in these months is the fun part. That's the fun, colorful part. And this border is not bad at all. It really isn't. And I know there's, stitching on white for many of us stitching with white on dark is not our favorite. But you guys, the showiness of white floss on a dark fabric, or even just a dark natural linen, it's so beautiful. It really does give you that beautiful, beautiful contrast and makes a piece shine, just like it does on this. So this is my moment in chalk. I could not be happier with it. I cannot wait to have this on my wall. I do know exactly where it's going to go. I'm going to get my vision is a big chunky frame. Thank you guys for everyone who left comments last week and said, yes, something bold, something to make it a statement piece for sure. But this is the biggest piece I've ever stitched. It's full of color. It's just like me, full of color. And I love it. If you guys are stitching it, let me know down below. I had a friend this weekend, Kim. Hi, Kim. Kim said she bought all the stuff when I showed this a while back. And so I expect to see some progress on this girl. But if you are stitching this, or you have stitched this, can you let me know down in the comments? Because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, friends, or Kathy, when this came out in 2016, it was a stitch along, right? Am I thinking about that right? So I know a lot of you have this stitched, or stitched it at the time, or started it at the time. I want to encourage you guys about something. I know at the beginning of the year I talked about this. There is something to be said about persevering and doing things on your own schedule. I had thought I would have this done, I think like in 2023. In 2024, I had intended to have this done in 2024. It's okay that it's almost May of 2025 and I've just finished. It's okay. I love the journey. The journey is part of the story, and it is, I don't know, there is something in here that feels really good about the fact that I persevered, that I stitched it, even though, I mean, I had invested a lot of time, and I realized, probably halfway through, oh, this fabric is not my favorite, but I'm not restarting this, because even though the actual physical action of stitching on it isn't my favorite, the result and how it looks is gorgeous. If you are a linen stitcher, I would very much use the called for if you can, or another dark linen. But there is something to be said about finishing a big project. We all need, I shouldn't say we all, but I think a lot of us, me included, need those small projects, those small wins along the way. But those big projects that may take years to complete, there is something very satisfying and gratifying about finishing one of those. Don't be afraid of the big pieces, is what I'm saying. Don't be afraid of them, friends. I think you will be pleasantly surprised at the just sheer amount of joy finishing one of those brings. Not to diminish any of the smalls or anything like that, and it doesn't have to be this big. There's a lot of big pieces that just take a lot of work. My blessing sampler wasn't small, and that brought me a ton of joy. That was just, I stitched like that was my job. This, I was just more of a, casual, out for a Sunday stroll kind of stitch until we got towards the end. I know a lot of you can attest to this as well. When you're stitching something big and it may have taken, months, years, whatever, and you get to you can see the end in sight, and then you are like on a mission. That was me. This border, I was like, we're stitching it up, because I really only had the top and slightly down the left side. And once I was like, I can see the end in sight, this is getting done, I just whipped it right on out. So anyway, this is your just encouragement, I suppose, your stitching encouragement to maybe try a big piece that has seemed intimidating to you. But if you just break it down, it doesn't have to be done tomorrow. It doesn't have to be done next week or even next year. Just start. It's worth it. And a few stitches every single day or every once in a while, doesn't matter, will get you to the end eventually. FFO'S. For anyone who is not familiar, FFO stands for Fully Finished Object, and I have 3 today. So I did take a hour and a half-ish hiatus that you guys didn't get to see and ran my piece over to the framer, Moment in Chalk, dropped it off. I did pick out a white distressed kind of decorative frame. I went big. I expected a little bit increase in price for that frame, but super excited. It should be done by the 12th. So it'll be a couple weeks. That's okay. No big deal. So I can't wait for it to come back, and I picked up 3 pieces. So all 3 of these have been done for a while. I'm going to show you the most recent finish first. It's American Sampler House by Annie B's Folk Art. And I finished this last summer. It was a stitch along with Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher and Chantal of 141 Design. Here is my finished framed piece. I did kind of this red rusticy type frame. Love it. I'm a red kind of girl, so I love this. I think it's going to be amazing with my patriotic decor this year, and thrilled to have have a framed piece for patriotic stitching. I'm hoping to be able to take some others before patriotic season is over. Need to get to stitching those, but we shall see. That's Stars and Stripes from Plum Street and Shakespeare's Peddler, for anyone wondering, because the Plum Street version of that stitch is finished, but the rest of it isn't. But that would give me several more framed patriotic pieces. But this was stitched on 32 count Saltbush with the called for floss. I love Saltbush. Very, very happy with this. I think it's beautiful. Beautifully, beautifully done by the Frame Shop in Wichita, Kansas. And again, highly recommend. Love, love, love it. Beautiful. Okay, the next 2 pieces have been done for a while. I have moved them from stack to stack, from finish box to finish box. Like when I go through it every once in a while, I'm like, now I'm going to take it to get framed. And now I'm going to take it, and every time I didn't. So, This one I did early on when I came back to cross stitch. It is a piece by Cherry Hill Stitchery. I can tell you that I have no idea what it's stitched on other than it is Lugana, 2 strands over 2, and I'm sure it's the called for floss. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure. I think it is. But I love this. I cannot wait to display it at holiday time. I love the frame. The red is a fillet, so that's kind of just that little inside piece. When he showed me, Steve is the guy's name at the frame shop, when he showed me the fillet, I knew I for sure wanted that. I love it. I think it sets off the stitching perfectly. So this is another finish. It's absolutely beautiful. Super, super happy with how this one turned out as well. And again, this is a stitch from Cherry Hill Stitchery. Okay, finally, this piece I also started when I came back to cross stitch. It's another hands-on design piece. It's a year celebration continues, or yeah, I think that's what it's called. And it's another 12-month piece, which is funny because you saw the moment in chalk. This was a stitch along with that quarter shop. I did use the Kimberly's colors for this, but here is my framed piece. It was stitched on, I believe, 25 count Lugana 2 over 2 with the called for Kimberly's colors, Classic Colorworks floss. I love it. We did this distressy white-ish wood frame, which I think sets off the stitching perfectly. You know, all the hanger stuff, everything back here. It's a pretty good size. Again, it was stitched on a Lugana. So look, I think we have 2 Luganas, and then the one from last summer was a linen because I definitely like linen more. But again, kind of like I was talking with the finish, or that I will be talking with the finish. I don't know how I'm going to edit this together yet. It's part of my stitching story. And when it's on the wall, I don't look at it and go, oh, I stitched on Lugana. I don't really like stitching on Lugana anymore. I look at this and think, oh my gosh, how pretty is this? I absolutely love it. So this is Celebrate the Seasons, or A Year Celebration Continues. I'm pretty sure is what it is. I will, again, have that on the screen and love it. This is an awesome chart. If you don't have this one, highly recommend this one as well. If you like kind of monthly little stitches, this is awesome. Oh, you guys, I can't get over it. I'm thrilled, thrilled, thrilled to have 3 more beautiful framed pieces for my house. And I guess now I'm going to have to stitch some more things, right? Okay, so I ended up making another one of these hands-on designs. Stitching is my heart's desire. Little pillow pin keeps as a gift for my friend Pam. As we are attending the Quilters Station retreat, and purple is her favorite color, so I went ahead and switched my colors. Here are the colors I am using. They're all color and cotton. The chart just calls for 4 colors. I know when I stitched the one for Holly, and I'm just going to pop it in right here to show you, so there's kind of a side-by-side of what they look like. When I stitched that one, I also switched the colors to I included a little bit of teal, so I actually used 5 colors, but I did just use 4 colors here. So I used Enchanted, Patchwork, Santa's Boots, and Eventide. I used some of that 36 count color and cotton purple coneflower, just what was left over from my grandma's candy dish, a couple of Lori Holt fabrics, a little pin with little charm and some vintagey buttons. I made another little stamped tag for it. It's really similar to the one I did for Holly. I did put a little patch on the back of this one. Not a patch, because I did sew it up here at the bottom, but I did go ahead and sew on just a little thing with or a little label, I guess I want to say. But anyway, this is a little pin from Tim Holtz. I love these pins. I actually, I'm not really showing these here, but I do have a video on my channel because there's actually no stitching on these. So I didn't really think that they worked with that, I guess. I did make a bunch of these as gifts for the instructors at Quilter's Station. They all go in Easter baskets, which I'll insert a photo here as well. And I'm I either did or I will show you those baskets. But I did use one of those little stick pins with a little stamped sentiment. Spring is the perfect reminder of how beautiful life truly is. This is truly a combination of my love of felt and felt flowers with like a wood product. These are the wood eggs from Target, so they're nice and cheap. I didn't stain the back of it actually, because I was kind of imagining you're going to stick it on a shelf or something and you won't see it. But I used, just to make it super easy, you can use stain for these, which I talk about in my video, and then a sealant. But I actually used Tim Holtz Distress ink pads, just direct to the wood. And then I did use a matte medium sealant for these. But my point for this is I did use that little stick pin there, a little greeting, beautiful little pastel flowers on these eggs. I mean, I just love how it turned out. Super, super excited. And again, I'm going to pop that photo in right here of what it looked like when I put the gifts together for the teachers and for Pam. So this is one of my FFOs for this week. So I actually had the 4 finishes because I'm pre-filmed some things from last weekend, so I shared that. Now we're going to talk about the projects from the Quilter's Station Extravaganza. 4 classes. I'm going to just go in order of the classes. Day 1, our first class was from Linda of Erica Michael's Design. And I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to show you what the project is. So our project came like this with everything we need for this project. So this is called a Merry Heart by Erica Michaels. It of course is this beautiful pillow and berry. It was based on, it's inspired by, oh, it's on here. This, I'll show it, the little description. A 19th century perforated paper bookmark. It's about 24 inches and it's been mounted onto a wide silk ribbon. These bookmarks were a common small project when perforated paper was most popular from 1860 to 1900. And she did have a sample of this. I will pop it in here on the screen to show you guys. It's obviously on this paper too, but I'll show you the photo I took. So this design was based on this. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance. So it shows the top of the berry. We got all of the things we need. We got our wool, we got rickrack, we got everything for the pillow and the berry. I think minus like fabric for the back, I think is if I'm not mistaken. We got all the little pins, charms, buttons, all of the things for both. Beautiful lady dot trim. We got the perforated paper, which Linda did distress. Here's the actual color. Here's the distressing, so that we could stitch this little tag here on that. And again, we just got all of the things, plus a needle, all of that. So let me put all of this back in here really quick. We also got all the specialty over-dyed Weeks Dye Works floss for the project. And I did start. The design is stitched on Dirty Teacup by Legacy. And I did start, it's 36 count Dirty Teacup by Legacy. And I started with the berry. I am going to stitch both projects. I absolutely love them. And here is my berry start right here. And I stitched this. I started it in class on Friday. This was, again, our first class. And then I stitched the rest of it, or stitched this far, I should say, Friday evening. So here is, you can see there's a lot. It's kind of confetti-ish with the stitching because there's a lot of different colors, even though they're all over dyed. And so it does take a little bit of work, but this shouldn't take me too much longer to get stitched, and then I'll put my berry together and get started on the little pillow. Beautiful, beautiful. I love them. The pillow says, "A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance." So it says the whole thing from the original that this is based on all the way around. There is an alphabet to customize the stitch, which I love. And I'm going to finish it all just like this, just like Linda showed and talked about in class. This linen is super pretty. Loved this class and really, really fun. Class 2 was from Lois of Lady Dot Creates. And Lois, her class was called A Flower Garden in Normandy. And we made this adorable little pillow with a pocket that you can slip your scissors in. She also made a little button card. I actually didn't do it. I am going to insert Lois's finish right here in the video for you guys to see. So you can see the original, and then you can see how Nichol does what she wants, which is what I did. Now, I followed most of Lois's directions, but I want to tell you some special things about this project. First thing, the antique linen and pocket for this project are linen from a barn in Germany. So Lois had the pillows sewed up with an opening, and she had pockets done for us that we stuffed, slip stitched this, or I ladder stitched this shut. We sewed on the pocket with a blind stitch and then did a herringbone detail. And then all of these beautiful little flowers. These are large and small individual flowers cut from imported cotton lace. Yes, there are like 27 or so flowers on this pillow. Individual. What we did was we took some floche thread and we hand stitched these on to our pillow. Kind of gathering them up. We wanted it to be, you know, kind of squishing them all together, making like a little flower garden on our pillows. Now, you'll notice in the finish that you're seeing here, Lois's has lots of these beautiful silk ribbons all over in her pillow. So she tied the ribbon, and I'll show you guys. She tied her ribbon into like a little knot. And each length she did this to, and did it several times so that there would be a lot of different colors. She would do a little knot. She would like snip it, fishtail both ends, and then you put a little bit of Aleene's glue. And then you would simply tuck this and glue it right to the linen. And it's going to have little peaks of all of these different colors of ribbon poking through. Now, I decided not to do it that way. And I took two of the ribbons, like the kind of tan color and the sage green. We also got these 3 pens and 2 little decorative charms, a little carrot and a little bunny. And my new friend Robin, who was at our table, she had tied her ribbon into a bow and kind of done this on the front of her pillow. She had done something a little bit different with her flowers, but I loved that idea so much that I went ahead and just tied 2 of my ribbons into a bow, stuck a pin through one of them, and stuck it into my pillow to hold it in place. And then I took the other 2 pins and I stuck the little charms that Lois gave us on those and put them on the front. On the sample, Lois just sewed them here along the back edge, but I decided to go ahead and do all of my decoration on the front. I think this will make a fantastic like bowl filler type of project. And look really great with my other springtime decor. Now for the pocket, Lois had the perforated paper that you could sew the vintage buttons to and kind of make a button card. I am going to use the buttons, but I am going to make my own button card, which I will show you. It won't be in this video because I'm filming this right after I got home, but I am going to do that this week, and I will show you in my next video how I made a button card that I can then tuck into the back of this to finish it off, and then I'll just save my silk ribbons for another project. But this was Lady Dot Creates class, and I'm super excited that I was able to get that done. And I absolutely love it. It was really fun, something different, some hand stitching, and I just love it. I think it's a great little addition to any springtime decor. Look at all of that texture. Look at those fun flowers, and thank you so much, Lois. She literally hand cut all of these out of that lace for our projects for each person, you guys. And anyway, super cute. Love it so much. Very, very fun. So that was day 1. Day 2. So we get up Saturday and we start class at 9 a.m. the next day. And Kathy of Hands On Design was up first. Now, many of you know I have taken many classes from Kathy and I will continue to. I absolutely love Kathy. She is just always a delight. She always teaches you something. And I highly recommend taking a class from Kathy if you are able to, because they are always phenomenal. And if you can't travel, sign up for any of her classes that she has virtually with Lindy Stitches. The Spring Mingle is coming up that first weekend in May. And Kathy's project is this adorable spring roll. And it's a little bolster type of finish, but you can see that Kathy has given us, yes, this bolster, like little bolster pillow finish, but she also stitched and finished it framed to show you both ways and how it looks absolutely amazing. And of course, because this was not a pre-stitch, we got this at the retreat. We didn't have this stitched, nor would we have it stitched in time to learn how to do a bolster finish. So Kathy gave everyone a little tube of fabric that she sewed for us. This is the Tilda fabric. Look how cute this is. And we learned how to create exactly the same size as what this is going to be out of the Tilda fabric. We finished it. We stuffed it with wool roving. We did the buttons on the ends. It was great practice. We use a huge, dangerous looking doll making needle for this. These pins, Kathy also gave us in class. She made these, and so you can tuck them into your little pillow, and it looks adorable. You can style them together once the stitching is finished if you want, or you can throw this in a bowl and frame it however you want to do it. We did get the buttons to finish the cross stitch piece. Oh, that was what the pins were in. So she gave us a needle minder. Here are the buttons and our little thread for gathering up our finish. And then all DMC threads. And we got thread drops. And I went ahead and put all of my floss on thread drops. I did get started. You can see I started in the center of the fabric. Let me tell you guys all the things here. So this is 32 mushroom, and I am stitching obviously on the 32 mushroom with all of the called for DMC floss. I did start in the middle of the stitch, and here is what that's going to look like. I'm going to pop in a photo right here as well to show you guys, and I just love it. I cannot wait to get this stitched up. It's really, really cute. I mean, just look how cute that is. Love the colors, perfect, and it's going to be absolutely adorable all stitched up together. So this was Kathy's class called Spring Roll. Okay, so our fourth and final class, our second class on Saturday, was from Beth Seal of Summer House Stitchworks, which many of you probably know. She and Kathy are great friends. They've collaborated on their books together, their seasonal books, and I was thrilled to meet her. I actually got to meet her Thursday evening. I said hello to Bill and Kathy, and Beth was with them, and I got to meet her, and I got to visit with her a few times over the weekend, and she is just as lovely and sweet as you think she is. Absolutely loved visiting with her. She is a doll, and she passed out her class, and I want to show it to you, and then I'll open it up and show you the piece because all of it is amazing. First of all, this is how our project came kitted. She had these made and also helped make them, and it is a little project. I mean, look at how cute this is, you guys. Absolutely just the most amazing presentation for a kit. Love this. Beautifully done. Absolutely stunning. So let's do this and take everything out. So Beth's class is Dreaming of Spring, and it is this beautiful little pillow and also this darling little felt needlepoint piece. The fabric we got was 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, which I am using the Vintage Country side, but you can also choose to use the non-modeled side of this if you wanted to. 2 strands over 2. Here is my start on this. I did do a center start for mine because there are some specialty stitches in here. There is a Algerian eye stitch, French knots, and satin stitch. And the border is a satin stitch, a lot like our daily reminder from Brenda Gervais that I'm working on, and I did not want to start with that. So I did do a center start, even though I very rarely, I've started in the center a lot lately, and I hardly ever do. And then we have this adorable little needlepoint little felt piece. So we got the linen, all of the DMC. Beth also made us these wonderful little cards for our DMC. So I already cut all my DMC and put it on my little floss keeper here. Dreaming of Spring. How cute is that? We got the ribbon, and I'm going to pop a photo in here, actually. The edge, she ruched the ribbon, and it is gorgeous. So we got the Lady Dot Creates ribbon to do that border for our pillow. And we also, she gave us a bonus little chart as well, which is perfect for patriotic. But here is the little pin keep, the little felted pin keep, which this probably looks a little familiar if you got the Friendship, the winter book that she and Kathy just came out with at market, because I think there's some similar things in the wool felt balls, but absolutely adorable. Got what we need to do this in the instructions. Love that. And then we even got, and I just put it in my chart, the fabric for the back of our pillow. And it's, yes, you can see, it's the same fabric from this little store or project bag. It is so beautiful, you guys. And I put it in here so it wouldn't get boogered up when I tried to put it back into my project bag. But I love this. This is Dreaming of Spring by Summer House Stitchworks, and the colors are just I mean, look at these colors. How beautiful is this? So beautiful. Loved it. Loved having the class from Beth. Beth also, you guys, has the most amazing singing voice. I did film a little snippet from all of the instructors. If it's good, I'm going to throw it into the video. Beth sang Amazing Grace for us. She sings in choir, and she's apparently sings quite often. Somebody asked her if she would, and she sang. It was beautiful. So, it was very fun. Absolutely amazing. 4 incredible classes. I highly recommend all of these wonderful ladies. They are all incredible. They all gave us beautiful designs. There's not a one of these I won't stitch. So, just thank you to all of them for everything they do and for being so incredible and, you know, incredible with their time and talent, and what a wonderful, wonderful retreat. Let's talk about whips and new starts that are not retreat related. First up, if you get my newsletter, and sign up down it below if you don't, I always like to include like a sneak peek, FFO that I won't show until my next video, something special for my newsletter subscribers. I am sending out that newsletter about once a week, or I am attempting to. Just kind of a wrap up, a look what's new, or here's what's going on, here's a color conversion that I did, etc. There's always something bonus in there. Last week, I sent out my newsletter, I believe Thursday evening, and it had a little sneak peek of what I was gifting the instructors. And I did share that on social media as well. But it also showed my sneak peek and color conversion for the Spring Mingle for Lindy's Stitches by Hands-On Design. This Bee's Got Knees. This is the first weekend in May. It's a virtual class with Kathy of Hands-On Design. And you heard me. Please take a class from Kathy if you can. If you want to learn how to put this together, pre-stitch. Now, you do not have to pre-stitch. If you do not get yours stitched in time, that is okay. If you buy your class the night before, or whenever the cutoff is, I don't know if it's the night before, so don't quote me on that. But if you buy yours a few days before and you don't have time to get that stitched, you can watch the class or you can stitch it. You have 30 days after the class in order to watch it before it gets deleted. I'm out of town that weekend. I am teaching that weekend. So I am not going to be able to take the class live. I'm working on my stitching now, and then when I get home, I will watch the recording and put mine together. So I'm right in that boat with you. It's a busy time of year. You know, not every weekend works for everybody. So just kind of an FYI, if you can't take it live, but you love the look of this, I highly recommend you grab the class. Purchase a ticket. You have to purchase a ticket to the Spring Mingle, which is $12, and then the class is an add-on purchase. But I think it's a very nice price point and well worth it. All of the items are very easy to source. So I am going to talk about this. The called for fabric is 32 count mushroom, which is what you saw me using for my spring roll piece from Kathy, but all done in DMC. Now, full disclosure, I purchased my ticket, I purchased my class, I pulled from my stash for everything else. I did not have 32 count mushroom, so what I'm using is my favorite fabric for basics and things that white shows up on, and that is raw linen by Zweigart, whatever count that might be. Now, yes, the called for is 32, as Kathy often does. I am stitching on 36 count raw linen with 1 strand over 2 instead of the 2 over 2, so 1 over 2 on 36. Mine will end up being slightly smaller than the model. That is okay with me. I did start in the middle again. Maybe I'm going back to middle start, who knows, for this piece. Now, I probably had some of the, actually, I think it goes like this. It does. I probably have some of the DMC for this, but what I ended up doing was I pulled from my color and cotton stash for my piece. If you got my newsletter, I did put all of the colors I'm using. I also linked to raw linen in 28, 32, 36, and 40 at Lindy's Stitches. I am going to show you my colors. I did try to match them fairly close for the most part to what's in this, but you can change them if you want to. So I am using Mesa, Coral Trout, Bumblebee, of course. I mean, how could I not? Tree Frog, Pickle, Sky Blue, Snow Queen, Moonlight, Paving Stones, and Old Lace for mine. And again, I literally just went to my color and cotton stash, pulled colors that I thought worked together, and then I started stitching. My light blue, full disclosure, off camera, I pulled that out a couple times. I tried a couple of different things. I ended up going very much with the look that Kathy has for this because you can't go wrong. So that is This Bee's Got Knees. This is going to be part of the Spring Mingle class for hands-on design with Lindy's Stitches. It's a virtual class that first weekend in May, and I will have all the information down below. Sign up, get your ticket, and get to stitching. If you get my newsletter, you probably saw this. I think all I stitched was just a little bit right here. Waiting for class to start, but I plan to work on this more this week. I hope to have it done so that when I get home from the spring break retreat at Chantal's 141, I can move right into finishing. I'm not even going to iron this next piece for you. It's another one that I hardly stitched anything on. Did a little stitching Thursday evening with my friends Pam and Jen, and didn't really do a whole lot beyond that. Just did a little tiny bit of stitching, chatted with them. I guess I did do a little bit Tuesday evening as well. I did fill in for this when I was Zoom stitching with friends, so maybe I have done more. I'll have to put the photos up side by side to know for sure. But that, I'm working on Coco's Garden by Teresa Kogut, and my goal still is to finish that this year, or this season, I guess I should say. I did do a full color conversion to color and cotton for this, and I am here for it. I love it. It will be down in the description box below. I've also included that in a past newsletter. So that's just kind of one of those things also I share in my newsletters. But I ended up, during the Zoom, I was able to finish filling in Mr. Bunny's overalls. I mean, he's just the cutest. I love it. I think I started the little basket over here for the little egg basket. And when I was, oh, I know what else I did. You guys, I did swap out my color. So I had started stitching it's one yellow stitch in the bumblebees. They're teeny tiny. I mean, the bees total are like, what? 1, 2, 3, 6 stitches. 3 white, 2 black, and 1 yellow. And I had used Toasted Marshmallow. It's as pretty as it is, it's too light, I think, for this. I think it just kind of got lost. I actually took Bumblebee from This Bee's Got Knees, and I used that for the body on my bumblebees. There is a bumblebee down here. There's 1 yellow stitch because I haven't stitched any of the rest of it, but those are the 5 bumblebees on the chart, and so I already added that for the body. That is one color change that I've made. I finished out doing the stem for my flower, the outline of the leaf. I put in my light pink color, which is this mica color for the flower, and I think that's it. I think that's all I've got done on this one. But again, my goal is to finish stitching this one this season and get it FFO'd. My final new start / whip is another market start. So a couple of Stitching with Nichol episodes back, I shared my top 10, and I'm kind of working my way through those top 10. And I decided to start Be Still My Heart Hydrangea Kit from Samplers Not Forgotten. It is, of course, a full kit. Several people have finished this, including Sandy of Whispered Stitches, who I saw had this all finished. I think Tara Sullivan is finished stitching hers as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. All the floss comes in it, the fabric, the backing fabric, or the linen, the backing fabric, the lace trim, the pen, all of the things. And I started stitching mine for Easter. This was my Easter start. This is where I got to yesterday on Easter Sunday. Started and center start again. I don't even know who I am anymore, you guys. But the linen is gray from Weeks Dye Works, 36 count. I decided to just use what came in the kit. I like gray, so that's what I used. All the called for floss, and I'm going to work on this till this one's finished. Coco's Garden. Those are probably my final 2 spring finish or stitches for this year, in all honesty, before we move on to Summer Patriotic. I cannot even believe I'm saying that. Oh, that's actually a stitch, Nicole. Don't try to pull it out. So that is the Be Still My Heart Hydrangea Kit from Samplers Not Forgotten. This was a market release. Absolutely love this. So pretty. I'm kind of here for all the florally things. I think we talked about how they're very popular. And of course you saw the Erica Michaels, what Linda gave us for the Quilter Station Extravaganza, the class. It kind of is this vibe too. The beautiful florals. So absolutely love that. So this is the pattern from Center Street Quilts. It's called Magnolia Basket. I got it when it was a free download, but you can purchase it now from Center Street Quilts. I love her patterns. These baskets were so easy to make. I did make the large size. There's a small, medium, and large, and I did make the biggest size for these, and I don't have it completely wrapped up. And again, I'm going to pop a photo in here because after I have these ready to go, I'm going to cello wrap them to finish these off. But these are just like little teachery gifts. It's just some Easter candy. The classes are on Easter weekend, so I thought Easter baskets would be a really cute little gift to give. For example, so this one is for my friend that I'm going to the retreat with. She's getting that little pillow, but the teacher gifts, I made them all the same for Beth and Kathy and Lois and Linda. I made them all one of these cute little eggs. I really need to get the rest of all my little hot glue strings off of there before I package these up. And then I just have an assortment of candy that I'm putting in these little baskets. But I thought that these were so cute and fun. I absolutely loved sewing these up. I got all of these done. I mean, cutting them, and you do use some lightweight interfacing on both the lining piece and the outer piece plus the handle. Probably cutting everything took the longest, but sewing them up, I had them all sewn really quickly. So maybe 3 hours total because I did multiple, and that included all the cutting and ironing the fabric and, you know, all the things. But I'm going to go finish putting all of my grass in here and my eggs and things, and just really, really cute. This is some Corey Yoder fabric. I had a whole fat quarter bundle, so I just made coordinating baskets so that they're all different, but they're all similar. All from the same fabric line. And this is again the Magnolia Basket from Center Street Quilts, and I will link this down below. Highly, highly recommend this pattern. I know it's probably, you're seeing this video either on Easter or Easter Monday, so it's too late for this year, although a little May Day basket it would be fine. It would be cute for that as well. Or just anytime you need a cute little basket. But for next year, wouldn't these be adorable? I'm thinking for kiddos, you could definitely make little baskets and they would be so cute. So unfortunately, you're going to get me in all of my non-makeup glory today because I am, as always, waited till the last minute to do all of the things. But I wanted to share this tote bag that I sewed up for my daughter for Easter. Well, she asked me for a tote bag for the farmer's market and she wanted it patchwork. She showed me one. She was like, Mom, think like grandma vibes. And I'm like, grandma vibes, whatever. Don't you know anything about your mom? That's the kind of hobbies I've liked since I was 20. Anyway, so I had this blueberry, I think it's called blueberry something from Bunny Hill. I'll put the exact collection of fabric this is. But I've had this fat quarter bundle for a while, so I cut up a bunch of 5-inch squares. I found a tutorial on Riley Blake. I will link it for you guys down below as well. But I sewed up this bag for her. I added a cute little label on the back. I think this is a Minky Kim label. But she wanted something that they could take to the farmer's market, and I love it. And then it's filled with all of her Easter goodies. Yes, Cadbury eggs. And I have to go run and pick up her Reese's peanut butter eggs, her 2 favorite things for Easter. But I got her like new dish towels and dishcloths and some Easter decorations and just some things for their home for Easter. That's kind of how I like to do grown-up Easter baskets, is I try to find something useful, like this. This is her Easter basket, and then I fill it, you know, with some candy as a flashback to being a kiddo, but with some things that they can use. So this is the awesome tote bag. It's a pretty good size. I kind of winged it. The tutorial actually has different handles. I really followed the handle tutorial from this video right here, and I'll have it linked down below in case it doesn't pop up on the screen. The market tote, or that I made here on my channel, the fig tree quilts one, I followed the handle for that, but I made her this because she wanted more of a bigger tote, and so it's a pretty good size. I believe this panel measured, it's 20 inches wide, and then the whole length when I quilted it was 34, so 20 by 34, but then of course folded in half. So, and it has nice little boxed corners down here. Love, love, love it. It's super soft, and I'm totally making myself one when I get back. Let's do a little Stitchy Kindness and Enable Vision. First up, Stitchy Kindness. Several lovely retreat attendees either dropped something off or had a table gift. So at our table, it was myself and my friend Pam, and then our friends Jen and Kim, which I know both of them, they sat with us, and then their friend Robin, who is a new friend now. So there were 5 of us that knew each other at the table, and we had one open seat, and Mary sat with us, which was so fun. And let me back up just a little bit. So at breakfast before the class started, Pam and I had gone down. I don't think she eats breakfast either, maybe, perhaps. And I don't really eat breakfast, even though I love, love, love breakfast food. I usually eat it for like lunch or brunch, whatever. And I really just needed coffee. So we got that. We sat down, and I sat down, and there was this nice gentleman kind of right next to me, over a couple tables over, and he just said hello and how he had recognized me from Flosstube, which was really fun. And he brings his wife. He drove his wife to the weekend, which was lovely, and that was Mary, who ended up sitting with us, which was so fun. So absolutely lovely. Mary was a delight. She is so talented. Mary was stitching on a Plum Street sampler design, and she was stitching on this Bees Got Knees, the hands-on design spring mingle class over the weekend. Her stitching is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to put Mary's Instagram handle down below. You should give her a follow because she does beautiful stitching. So Mary had table gifts for us. I'm going to flip my camera and show you guys. So Mary works at, I think she said like a thrift shop, or she either works there part-time or she volunteers part-time, and she gets these or picks up these little salt cellars at that store that she is working at. And she put little wool felt balls in them. She had all kinds of different ones. I mean, how cute is this, you guys? So stinking cute. And she says they kind of hold these kind of things back when they come in because they know that she likes all these things. So she gifted each of us these, and then she made decorative pins for everyone. I picked the patriotic because I love patriotic stitching. And you can see you can put your needles, you can put decorative pins in here. It's just adorable. I love this. Mary, thank you so, so much. And it was so fun to get to meet you and have you at our table. And I hope I get to see you at another retreat soon. So I'm afraid I probably mixed things up. I'm so irritated with myself right now. So I know that there's a project card from Carol because she put her name on there, but I am not sure what all's from her. I also think Kathy Parker gave me some things. I apologize, you guys. I really tried not to mix things up this time, and it looks like I mixed things up. So I just am going to show you these things. I need to do better about not mixing things up. I thought I was being so careful. Okay, so let me show you. Look at this adorable little rabbit card. I think this would be so cute just as decor. It could be framed. You could punch holes in it and use it as a thread organizer for a spring project. This card is from Carol. I'm not going to show her email address, that she put it on here, which I so appreciate. It's a project information card from Carrie Tiger Lily. I love this. I'm definitely going to be using that. Here are some stickers I received. Perfect for planners, book of days, all of those things. Look how cute. Oh, those are adorable. A wonderful little organizer. I love this fabric. So stinking cute. Look at the little wood bunny. So cute to decorate like your stitchy boxes. See the little hole here? You can wrap. It's almost like a little bobbin card or whatever, and you can wrap your floss around it and hold it in place on there, or use it to decorate your stitchy box. Look at this beautiful decorative pen, counting pen, so cute. Little tomato, absolutely precious. So thank you so much. Then also, this was gifted. We have a little chocolate, have a little pair of scissors. I like that these hold on to that. So cute. Some DMC, and then we were gifted a little chart. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but the DMC goes with it. It's like a little, well, I guess I did just show it, a little spring chart. Absolutely adorable. Thank you so much. I'm sure I mixed the who gave what. Oh, and then a little needle threader. Thank you. And, oops, I forgot the chocolate. Maybe I'll just eat it. Quilter's Station did pass out a little gift as well. This is a little container that you can put your needles in. Really cute. Really nice. Also would be great in stitchy boxes. We got some little stickers from Hello from Liz Matthews. Thank you, Liz. We got a little corner gauge that says Quilter's Station with the little magnet on it. I mean, you guys, how cute is that? Ugh, love it. And then we also got our little floss keep from Quilter's Station, which is this beautiful clear says Quilter's Station. It has all these nice little holes here in the bottom, so you can easily put your floss in here and for a project. Love it. Thank you so much, Quilter's Station. Okay, the only things I bought at Quilter's Station are these carrot pins from just another button company. And then I did get Fox and Rabbit Winter Wren. I had been in 40 count. I've been wanting Winter Wren. I thought it might be, you can see it's kind of a greenish gray. So I think it's grayer than Arboreal from Cedar River Linen, but it's greener than like the dark soil and things like that. So picked that up. I thought that was a pretty color. And I know I told you guys earlier that that's all I bought while I was actually there. I know, that's kind of sad. All right, I'm going to move that out of the way. Let's talk about anything else that's come. Okay, so I really have not shopped at all. That's fine, because I just purchased another retreat. Just got my frame. I've been buying things. But a couple things came. So this is really more stitchy kindness rather than enable vision, but that's okay. First of all, the new Just Cross Stitch magazine just came out. And what's funny is Jen asked me if I'd seen it yet. And Jen Naska asked me if I'd seen it yet when we were at retreat, and I was like, no, I haven't. And she goes, well, you're in it. And I said, I knew I was supposed to be, but I haven't got my copy. Well, of course, it was waiting for me when I got home. So in the magazine, I do have a couple of photos of how I am storing my fabric, which I put mine in these clear hanging bags that I get on Amazon. I'm going to link those down below for you guys again. I know I showed this during Vlogmas. I showed myself organizing. I probably should take you guys on another peek of that here soon, so I will work on that. But I label all of them with little tags, what's in them, but they hang clear. They're in rainbow order, by count. So I can go straight to the count that I'm looking for, look at my fabric, and pull from my stash, which is amazing. So thank you, Just Cross Stitch Magazine, for featuring my organization. I do want to mention one thing in the magazine that I am for sure going to stitch. And Jen gave me the heads up about it when we were there. And it is, if anyone stitched the flag from October House Fiber Arts last year, you're going to want to pick up this magazine, and you are going to want to stitch Let Freedom Ring from October House Fiber Arts. The chart is in the magazine, and I think it's the perfect accompanying piece to that little flag pillow that we all were crazy about last season, or maybe you're stitching it up this season, whatever. But absolutely adorable, and it's in Just Cross Stitch Magazine. So it is in the summer 2025 edition. It looks like this. I think they have a digital version, but I will put a link down in the description below, and where this is available for the physical copy, I'll try to put some links down there for you for that as well. Thank you again, Just Cross Stitch Magazine. Okay. The other thing I was gifted is that the latest Jolly Bar book from Fat Quarter Shop is coming out. Here's a little save the date. Save the date for May 10th, 2025. Anyway, May 10th. Jolly Bar Day. So Jolly Bar is a 5x10 cut of fabric that Fat Quarter Shop does. They do this in a lot of the different Moda collections that they get. And they have a new Jolly Bar book. It's volume 5. And they so graciously sent me this book to look at. It is adorable. I'm not going to show the insides, but I do want to show, see how it's all color and beautiful, and it's spiral bound. I love that Fat Quarter Shop does this. So there's 20 Jolly Bar quilts in the book. I'm going to do something. How about that? It shows you with all the different blocks well, I can show you the table of contents. Here are the blocks that you get in the book, all made with Jolly Bars. And I love this. So it tells you how to make all the quilt or the blocks. It shows you how to make the quilts. I'm going to make something with it. And they even sent me a Jolly Bar, you guys. So I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not. They sent, I might. I don't know. They sent me Folklore by Fancy That. I'll show you. There's also a Jolly Bar pattern back here. I also may pick up a different Jolly Bar. I don't know, and I may give this one away. But I want to say thank you to Fat Quarter Shop for sending this. I am going to participate in the May 10th Jolly Bar Day, and I'm going to do something. I love pre-cuts. I think they're amazing, and I will link the book. I will link the Jolly Bar down in the description below, and mark your calendars for May 10th. Okay, giveaways and winners. Giveaways from Stitching with Nichol 109. The winner of the spring bundle, which were the spring charts here, the winner is Heather Anderson. Heather, if this is your comment shown here on the screen, please email me at the email address shown here or listed down in the description below with what you won and your physical mailing address, and I will get those out in the mail to you. The winner of the summer bundle, which were these charts from Primrose Cottage, is Debbie Domagal. Debbie, if that is your comment, please email me with what you won and your mailing address. The winner of the bee bundle, which is these bee charts here, the winner is Mitzi Clarendon. Mitzi, if that is your comment, please email me. And the winner of the bee charts from the bee bundle, or the honey bundle, pardon, is Cindy Trimble. Cindy, if that is your comment, please email me with what you won and your mailing address. Congratulations to all of the winners. Okay, before we do giveaways, I do need to talk a little bit about the giveaways here on my channel. I do mention in my videos that I ask you, please do not use the word giveaway in your comment. For whatever reason, last week I had multiple people use that in their comment. I do delete those from the comment section, and it is not to be difficult. It is because that triggers bots, spammers, and it makes my life misery. So if you ever look and you're like, where did my comment go? I've deleted it. I do feel bad for that, but I am not going to message everybody or try to figure out how to get a hold of you individually. I just have to delete those because, again, it does trigger those kinds of things. I ask you specifically, please do not use the word giveaway in your comment. In order to be eligible for my giveaways, please be over 18. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave the keywords that I use here on the screen somewhere in your comment for a chance to win. I have 3 giveaways today. You do have to be US only for shipping of physical product or physical prizes, pardon me. Okay, so today I have 3, and the first one is going to be this Tra-La-La set of charts. Absolutely adorable, like perfect craft room, sewing room. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. You get both of these. Use the word bobbins somewhere in your comment for a chance for these. Next up, this collection, the keyword I am asking you to use is the word needle. You get the Annie B's Folk Art Thread Needle Street, and you also get the Summer House Stitchworks Fragments in Time 2022 chart. Use the word needle somewhere in your comment if you would like to win these. And then this is a prize that was never claimed from Flosstube 104. So we're going to give it away, or attempt to give it away again. And it is a bundle. So we have 3 charts. We have Stitching with the Housewives month to month March. We have Lizzie Kate. Happy Easter. Happy Hoppy Easter, I think. Yeah. And we also have Country Cottage Needleworks. Dream Big is what it is, but it's that cute bunny with a giant carrot that he's dreaming of. Also, some of the floss was in here, not all. Also included in this bundle is some 32 count Crystal Bashful Lugana and some Mint Splash 32 count Lugana. You get 3 charts plus the Lugana in this. Please use the word carrot somewhere in your comment. I ask that you leave comments for the giveaway by the date shown here on the screen. And this is another great reminder, something else that's happened in this last week. I have received a few comments on videos that are over 2 years old, I believe. Between 1.5 years to 2 years old. Past giveaways looking to win prizes from those videos. I love that you're watching those past videos, but keep in mind that really just be mindful of the date. I only do giveaways generally for a week. If I'm doing videos more often than a week, then I may extend that. I have gone to putting the date that the giveaway closes on the screen so that it helps the viewer know that that giveaway is closed, that prize is gone and not available. But again, thank you for going back and watching the old videos. I love that. Okay, friends, I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me for another Stitching with Nichol episode. I will be back next week to talk about all the things that I am stitching this week. It probably won't be quite as fun because there won't be a retreat to talk about yet, but there will be probably in a couple weeks. I'll be back from Michigan and I'll talk to you and tell you all of the things. So until next time, friends, have a wonderful stitchy week, quilty week, whatever it is you're doing, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.
Are there any
Wow.
where she's good at?
Hi.
maybe about an inch. And then, because I like my berries with a nice full crown on them, then I can add more stuffing and jam it in all the way around with my fingers. So you need to leave an opening. Mine are generally about an inch, but you leave enough of an opening that you can keep adding stuffing until you get the crown of the berry as full as you might like. I'm just using regular polyfill. I will say, recently I found something called dry polyfill. Also at Joann's, so I need to source.
I cut out every flower. I ordered, it came from overseas. And I ordered what I thought would be the appropriate amount. And I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning on the morning after I ordered it. And I went, what the So I went back in and ordered all of what I ordered, and I only have about this much left. So that will tell you. Here's another little bit. And all these little things in the middle, my housekeeper who comes twice a month, that's all she does, vacuum up. They go everywhere. I leave a trail everywhere I go because I just would take this and sniff them as I went. I also have one. You will not finish this. So anybody that I've abused over the course of time, you will not finish this. I'm going to guarantee you that you will not finish it. The pillow is already made. The pocket is already made. All you have to do is stuff and close the pillow. The pillow is odd shaped. Don't worry about it because you're covering it up with flowers. Okay? Don't stuff them to the point that you're going to put somebody's head in a splint on your pillow. A la pumpkin squirrels last year.
And yes, I just think that's really fun. And again, to everybody here, thank you for coming. It means a great deal when you make a choice to be here with all of us. In this case, I broke my own rule of stitching something twice. We were talking about that yesterday. And it was actually very fun to stitch. And I knew that I wanted it this way. As I was stitching for the model, the original model, I fell in love with it. And it was so joyful to stitch the design. This actually, there's a hole on the wall in my bedroom right now because this hangs in my bedroom. But I wanted it framed so that you could kind of see it, what it looked like. And so you can have options too. And we'll be getting to that too.
I'm going to talk a little bit first. And can you hear me at the back of the room?
Yes.
Great. I can project. And I can project even more if I have to. So just let me know.
Sing for it.
Sing for it.
Yeah.
Sing for you? Really? I have to start this?
It's a crandall pressure.
What should I sing?
What do you sing in the shower?
Yeah, cross stitch.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
That's it. We're good.
I was looking at Jesus Christ Superstar this morning because it is Easter weekend. So, but I won't sing Pilot's Dreams. So, are you ready to see it?
Yes!
Without much further ado, you already know that I'm Beth. I think most of you know I come from Pennsylvania. It's where I grew up in central Pennsylvania in the mountains in a little town called Nittany in Nittany Valley, and I bleed blue and white. It's just whenever you're from.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Hi Stitchers, it's Nicole. Welcome in my stitching journey. So let's turn the overhead camera on. I think it's called the Holly Jolly Hot Cocoa Bar or Hot Cocoa Bar. It'll be down here along the bottom of the screen. I don't know what all I've said and what I haven't. I think I clicked the wrong button. Dang it.